Good to be here. I'm going to read from my new collection from Shearsman, the Messier objects, which unfortunately I haven't got with me because I wasn't in when the people from UPS came yesterday. So if you're interested in getting it in a hurry, then obviously the Shearsman website and all the usual places will have it. The Messier object, Charles Messier was a 18th century French astronomer who was a comet hunter, obsessed with being the first to identify comets in the sky. And he kept coming across these fuzzy objects that he thought were comets, but turned out weren't. And this was incredibly frustrating for him, so he created a list of objects to avoid, objects that he regarded as the detritus of the skies. Now, as it transpires, in the 20th century it was discovered that these objects were the galaxies, the nebulae, all the things that kind of matter in deep space. And now he's known for the thing that he most hated, which is these Messier objects. At one level, this collection's about that, but it's not actually about that at all. It's a kind of a love story, really, to the Middle East of my childhood, which was a place of great diversity, plurality, variety. And it's been tremendously painful for me to see what's happened in the Middle East over particularly the last 10, 15 years, and constantly seeing that world disappear and this kind of mono taking over. And so this was my way of trying to channel that experience and possibly respond to it in some way. So the Messier objects are kind of about that. And they use a number of individuals who you may or may not spot during the course of the collection as kind of totemic figures in that experience, not necessarily all from the Middle East. I've said enough, so I'll start reading from it. So I'm just going to read a few of these individual Messier objects. M1 is vaguely in the shape of an apple tree. How much time do you have? These star clouds are all that's left. Anything you say, anything with a word in it, has been exhausted. You see, they think up games, yarns that hang over us, like a false regression or a chance to regress or books with too many bookmarks. Yet between their stitches and their hard drives is a thin plectrum that plays a hollow, mono sound. These star clouds are all that's left. These are our horses. It's the sky, or the wine in the sky, that makes us M15. I'm not a honeybee, gone at first sight of smoke, or a cheeky banshee who leaves when there's trouble, or a historian of peacocks, taking care of my own broken, swollen flood, bleeding out on a riverbed. Like a casual friend, all I'm saying is, M16, which makes me wonder whether under this dream there are streams with rafts of words that you hear with your eyes, like the buzz of branches, of the wind, and the owls were breathing hard as if to say, it's okay to be here, to dream this, a gentle disruption of the Horseshoe Nebula. Casting a line, our wishes in the seas of Santiago, our minds porous, a bloody mess, remembering colour, a supernova of Hertz, Amanda and Manuela, the remnants shimmer here. Songs were a series of boats carrying his body to the M18. After a while we discover we're in a kind of hell. then we realise this abyss, however deep, is in the end something special, like a whole way of life, or like a stone with a hole in it, or the palms of his broken, bloodied hand in a M19. This alternative to place is forced on us, to be quiet, to live quietly. A stadium of death once stood here, which makes me reject it, like blood on concrete. Roses burn too. Saplings still muscle through. Like young football, they create beauty under cover of even here, even after the M20. Hands. There were words before hands, before songs for Manuela, before the hurts, before lead us from this place, lead us from dark to a manifest, filling up hearts for our world, our universe, our peace with M21. Sit with me here on the ledge in abundance as the winter groundswell rolls under us and then under us, you with red raw palms, both of us gripping the flag tight, and the Lord dancing and digging in for any bird that swoops and dies. We'll leave this place to the spectral rats, to the giant donkeys of the shitty centre. The purples remain, as do the lanterns, paper and fire. They persist, subsist. Brothers, sisters in sanctuary, in a shout of virtue or praise or goodwill, we remain as the revenants of the Sagittarius cluster. On the morning of September the 12th, he was taken away by the military, along with thousands of others deemed suspect, deemed messy, and interned as a prisoner in a football stadium on the outskirts of Santiago. He was tortured, electrocuted, and had his wrists and hands broken. His hands were seen as a symbol of his craft as a poet and a songwriter. On September the 16th, he was machine gunned to death. M23. M25. There was once a leaf with veins, strands, with each other, to curb. It danced, turned, was as ore, lit up, in and out of the sun. It blotted the earth as it skipped, catching a drop or two, skirting in this place, spits and slits, honest, worthy, decur, from an unknown tree. And at the end, when it fell, there were new roots from the stretch, the sky, breaking the earth and two more, one more? Couple more. M85. And afterwards we climb above the town to the rocks where we once watched the rush, the pebble dance, and divided. Below us it comes, and it M88. A is Aleph, B is Beth. We share these, so let us share these. Pay is P. Peace is in pieces. It's not with us, these steps. Share is another word for a poem. Pay is also pain. Pieces in pieces is not just steps, but also colours. Peace is in each piece, and our steps are just that. They are. Finally, M90. Actually, I'll do M89 for M89. They seem impossible, these stars, but they are part of us and remain so beautiful. Even though it messes things up, who cares? Let them. They are our horses, they. And then finally, M90. In time, England is narrowing, the world even. A gulf between the loose leaf clusters and a dozen small novels, a line at a time. Fine. Perhaps we can catch it, this slide in curiosity, in register, this popular silence. Looking up, we see so many colours, so much happiness that goes beyond the main sequences of the regular stars. We're all mad, bad and sad objects of the universe, and in time we'll all